Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Patterline, the Americas Region Commercial Marketing Manager for our Coil and Extrusion business unit. I'm here today with Tessa. Tessa, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. Hi, Amanda, and hi, everyone. Nice to be here. So my name is Tessa Slachter. I'm the Sustainable Innovation Manager for our Industrial Coatings business unit globally. So I'm looking both at sustainability, all angles of sustainability and how that relates to our business, as well as what type of innovations we need to achieve the sustainability targets that we have, but also that you in the industry have set.
Thanks. Great. Tessa, can you tell us a little bit about why sustainability is so important to AkzoNobel?
Of course. So at AkzoNobel, we're focused on ensuring that the pioneering paints and coatings that we are supplying today can also help to safeguard a world far beyond tomorrow. And we innovate with our customers and also for our customers. And we play a progressive and collaborative role in energizing entire industries to advance towards a more sustainable future. And I think one example of how it's really at the core of everything we do is, for example, the role that me and my team have, part of the business and really trying to understand how we can best work together with our customers and the rest of the value chain to safeguard that sustainable future.
Perfect. Great. Thanks. And with that, can you share an overview more specifically of AkzoNobel's sustainability ambitions and what progress have we made towards these targets?
Yes, of course. So at AkzoNobel, we have 4 main sustainability ambitions. So let me start with the first one, which is about carbon footprint. So our target is to have 50% less carbon emissions in our own operations by 2030 using 2018 as a baseline, and also 50% less carbon emissions in our entire value chain by 2030, also using 2018 as a baseline. In addition to that, we have set the ambition already in 2017 to become carbon neutral in 2050. We're the first paint and coatings company to actually get our target approved by the Science Based Target Initiative, SBTi, for our 50% less carbon emissions in our entire value chain by 2030. Today, we are at 39% reduction for our own operations, and we are at 9% for our value chain. There are several ways in which we can achieve these reductions. If we look at our own operations, of course, we're focusing on reducing the energy that we use and also moving towards more renewable energy. If we look at our value chain, there are several ways how we are approaching this. If we look upstream at the raw materials that we have, we can focus on raw materials with lower carbon footprint. If we look at downstream, we're of course also focusing on what can we do together with our customers? How can we help them to cure the products that we are supplying to them by using less energy or by using renewable energy? Also, of course, we're looking at bio-based materials and post-consumer recycled materials, and we're looking at reducing the level of VOCs in our products.
Can you share maybe a little bit about some of these new innovations that you've mentioned? What are you seeing that can maybe help us achieve these targets as a company or even within the coil coatings industry?
Of course, yes. So I think if we think specifically about carbon footprint and we focus on products that have a lower embedded carbon footprint because of their raw materials, for example, if you look at SMP coatings as alternatives to PVDF, SMP coatings have a lower carbon footprint than PVDF. So moving towards those new technologies will help you also to reduce the carbon footprint. Another way is to look at, for example, alternative energy curing methods like e-beam. We have been working together with Elpond on developing our e-beam solutions to help our customers reduce the amount of energy that they use to cure the products that we are supplying to them.
Okay, great. So you said there's 4 targets that AkzoNobel has. You told us a bit about our carbon footprint ambitions. Can you share more insight into the others?
Definitely. So our second target is about revenue from sustainable solutions. We aim to get 50% of our revenue from sustainable solutions. Today, we are at 39% of revenue from sustainable solutions. We are measuring our sustainable solutions by using our Sustainable Product Portfolio Assessment, which is an assessment that we developed together with the well-known World Business Council for Sustainable Development. And this assessment helps us to evaluate our product sustainability performance compared to the mainstream in the market. So we always look at what is this product in this specific market doing versus the mainstream, and does it have any sustainability benefit? We performed this assessment for the entire company since 2020, and you can also read the results every year in our annual report.
So thanks for sharing on the target for revenue from sustainable solutions. Can you maybe go into a little more detail on what that means specifically for our coil coatings business unit in the US?
Yes, so our sustainable solutions when it comes to coil coatings, one of them that I'd like to highlight is our chrome-free primer, because our coil coating BU was the leader in developing chrome-free primers that have been successfully launched across the globe, and that one is actually now available also in North America. Another solution that we've developed is, for example, on SMP, which also is a good alternative to PVDF. And in addition to reducing the amount of materials of concern, it also helps you to reduce the amount of carbon that you're actually using. So as AkzoNobel, we always aim to be at the forefront when it comes to eliminating and reducing the amount of materials of concern in the products that we are selling to our customers.
What are our third and fourth sustainability ambitions? Could you share a little bit about that?
The third target is about circular use of materials in our own operation. We aim to be at 100% circular use of materials by 2030. Today we are at 55%. And this is really driven by reducing the amount of materials we're using, reusing the materials that we have, and then renewing and recycling the materials that we're using in our own operations. The fourth target is about the community members trained with new skills. So our target is to have at least 100,000 community members trained with new skills by 2030. This is part of the AkzoNobel Cares and Less Color programs. And I know that you're actually going to be organizing one.
Yeah, so part of the Let's Color activities at AkzoNobel also includes community outreach. So I think it's really cool that when when AkzoNobel considers sustainability, it's a comprehensive view of improving kind of the lives around us. So within the Strongsville office, we're kicking off our Let's Color activity soon, where we'll be painting benches and railings at a local nonprofit agency near the office. So you shared a bit about our ambitions, but how can our customers and those interested learn more about how we are doing in our efforts towards meeting these goals?
I think there's three ways in which our customers can find out more on our goals. One is, of course, by talking to our salespeople and our colleagues. We're always very happy to help sharing more information. The second is on our website, because we always publish all the information on sustainability on our website in an annual report. And the third one, but definitely not the least one, is external rating agencies. For example, EcoVadis and MSCI have been ranking AkzoNobel over the last years and also compare us to the rest of the industry. And what you can see is, for example, in EcoVadis, we are ranked in the top 1% across the industry, which of course makes us really very proud. Also, we have been, of course, always very ambitious. And if you think of our CO2 target, we were the first one to get our targets, not just saying that we wanted to have those targets, but also get those targets approved by SBTi, the Science Based Target Initiative.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what drivers you're seeing in the market. What do you think will influence companies to start focusing more on offering sustainable solutions?
I think there's a number of drivers. Let's start with legislation, because we see an increase in legislation when it comes to materials of concern across the globe. Actually, we see that increasing. The list of materials of concern is increasing, and therefore it's important to start focusing on the alternatives that different companies have to offer. We also see that there's more legislation when it comes to, for example, carbon footprint and emissions, and companies are getting more pressure to reduce the carbon footprint that they have, both from governments but also from individuals. What we see, for example, in Europe is there's a corporate sustainability reporting directive, which now forces large listed companies in Europe to start reporting on the topics that are material to them. For example, carbon footprint or substances of very high concern.
Do you see any of that driving any regulations or changes in the US?
Well, actually, that Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, also called CSRD, is not only for European listed companies. It will start with the large European listed companies, but in 2028, also the large companies, for example, from the US, will need to start reporting on the topics that are material to them. So I expect that will drive a change in the market, because everybody will need to be more transparent. It's also a transparency directive.
What about from a social or consumer aspect? Do you think that our customers, end users, care about this? What are you seeing from a social movement perspective?
Definitely. They definitely care. And that's something that we also see in a lot of studies that are being done. Like, for example, a recent study by Kantar that was showing that consumers expect corporates to take action, and they expect corporates to make more sustainable products. Also, that they are more willing to buy sustainable products. What we see specifically in one of the end markets for the coil industry is the building market, is the increase in green buildings that are being built. So buildings that have green building certifications like LEED or BREEAM or WELL. And based on the World Green Building Council's research, we expect the green building market to grow double-digit until 2030, which also illustrates that there's an increase in demand for green buildings.
Great. Yeah, that's really good to hear. I think that type of information is helpful in why it's important to start offering sustainable solutions, and it indicates that their customers really do care about affecting change as it pertains to more sustainable solutions. Thanks. So how do you think we can further achieve and support circularity in the built environment from our coil coatings industry?
When talking about circularity, we always look at the full circle. And one element that we often forget is actually the importance of longevity. Because if you paint once with a very durable product, you don't need to do all the maintenance in between, which means that you don't need to spend the money, but also the carbon footprint of the additional products and the process of applying the coating are not needed. So longevity is definitely one important element in how we, with our paints and coatings, are helping circularity in the built environment. We can provide the carbon footprint for all of the products that we are supplying. When you think of green buildings, there's those different building certifications, and our products can help our customers to get points in those green building certifications. For example, through air quality certificates or environmental product declarations.
Thanks, Tessa, for sharing some great insight into sustainable, what's changing in the market as it pertains to sustainability for the built environment and for coil-coated materials in particular. If anyone's interested in learning more, you can give AkzoNobel a follow on LinkedIn and Facebook, or reach out and connect with us for more ideas and insights into our coatings and our efforts towards our sustainable ambitions.